I've definitely not had much luck with this year. Basil. And I think it's because the seeds I were using weren't this year's seeds. And you never know how long them seeds have been in storage to start with, so they could have been quite old. So we've got ourselves another pack. And this is called Basil Sweet. Got it from Wilko's during that 70% off sale on all seeds. So managed to get quite a few packs before they started running out. So today we'll try some more basil. I'm going to be growing it in greenhouse anyway, I'm not going to put it outside. I just need to keep it in here so I can monitor it and see what's happening with it. And we'll use one of his trusty caravan washing bowls. We've had really good success with these this year, so why not carry on? I've got a bit of compost left in this container, so we'll put some of this in. It's very dry. After one day of sunshine in summer, what do we expect? This container that I'm using for my compost, I've been using it for about 2 years and I think it's definitely seen better days. I'm going to have to get myself a new one. I've part filled that bowl, as you can see, and I'm going to add some new compost at the top, but I'm going to sieve it first because we want those seedlings to come through. Basil seeds aren't huge seeds, so the more we can help it along, the better. What else are you going to do on a Saturday when you've been forecast rain and thunderstorms all day long? Although we should be looking forward to next week. We're going to have quite a few days where it's going to be full sun. One of them being Wednesday, the 16th of August, which is my birthday. I will still be putting a video on that day. I think it's important to do this channel the way that I'm doing it. Videos 7 days a week, covering everything, whether it be good or whether it be bad. But it's more like a real-time gardening channel when you do it like that. And I think it's helped a lot of people this year, especially newbie gardeners, because they've got a constant daily feed of information, and I try and cover as much as I possibly can. So I'll be taking that day off, but I'll still squeeze in a little video in the morning. And then maybe I'll even treat myself to a nice bottle of whiskey. Apparently it's going to be full sun all day, so I think I might be having another little barbecue and a few drinks in the afternoon. While I can. You know what we always say, never throw that away. Just put it in a container, save it for something else. You might remember that just a week ago we did some more of these containers and we put them down in Container Garden because we're trying to get a collection, a container of vegetables growing through autumn and winter. And although it's not been very long, I'll show you how those little containers are doing, even though they're outside as well. So back here once again. That is his Florence onions that was just recently planted, and they've started splitting off now, as you can see. So they're on the way. That's a carrot container that we did a while ago, and so's that. Pickled onions, doing alright. We've got another container of carrots here as well, which is looking really healthy. And then we've got this. That's little gem lettuce that we recently sowed. It's a bit hit and miss, but because there's a lot of plants in there, as it grows it'll soon fill out. And we're starting to get flowers on these dwarf peas that we've just recently planted. So that's a good sign. We're going to get some more peas before end of year, and they're called Twinkle. We've got a couple of pots of those on go. But these are the recent ones that we've done. That one there is spring onions. You can see they're all coming through quite happily. We've got a nice little container of spinach there, also well on its way. This one's slacking a little bit, but it will do because they're carrots. They take a little bit longer to germinate, but if you look closely you can see that we've got little seedlings starting to come through. That is a patchy red lettuce. Again, a little bit hit and miss, but still plenty in there to fill that little container. And then we've got some mixed French salad leaf. And these are all the ones that we did around a week ago. So they're coming on really well. Oh, and not forgetting this container that I've put to one side so it's not in direct sun. That's a French breakfast radish. And that one's growing best of all because radish is one of your fastest growing vegetables that you can do. So by that you can see just how well all these plants are doing in these little caravan wash bowls. Every single one that we've done over the last week or so has now germinated and it's well on its way. So things are now looking positive for those autumn winter harvests. I'm just going to top that off now with that new compost. And then I'll just level that out. Take a quick look at these seeds. Basil seeds are quite small. They're quite similar to your brassica seeds, but as you can see they're a lot smaller than your brassica seeds. So we'll get some of these sown and then I'm going to give them a really light covering with that colander. I am going to give it a good watering as well, because I'm going to put cling film over the top of this one. We'll do everything possible to make sure that this basil actually germinates, and we'll get some of these seeds on. I think I bought 2 packs of these, so we can put quite a few on. Not overseeding like you would microgreens. I'm just multi-sowing, so sprinkling seeds, trying to leave a little bit of a gap between them, and you might notice they're quite difficult to see, but that's because they're so tiny. So to start off with, that is quite a lot of seeds I've just put on there, and that's going to do. So now we'll just give them a very light covering. Another quick watering over the top, very lightly, so we don't disturb those seeds. And then we're going to trap in that moisture by covering it with cling film, so these seeds don't dry out while we're waiting. So just making his own very cheap propagator. What started off as a very dull, dreary, windy, wet Saturday, we've turned into something a lot more positive. Earlier on today, we've planted up a container of perpetual spinach to grow through autumn and winter. We harvested a few potatoes, not a lot, but we still got something, so it's still positive. And now we've got a fresh container, a sweet basil, hopefully on its way within next week or so. And obviously I'm going to keep you updated on progress of that. So no matter what the weather, we can always turn it around and make it a better day. If you're interested in seeing what I'm going to be doing tomorrow, please hit that subscribe button, press that notifications bell, and I'll see you then. Take care.